Okay, now that we've finished installation of the stock, I'm going to show you how to get the marker aired up. Okay, so before we do anything, I've checked that the marker is safe. There are, no paintballs in here, and there's nobody else in the room. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the stock. Okay, so if you notice that this stock is it comes with an emptied out 90-gram tube cylinder. So when the cylinder is empty, it actually acts as a buffer tube for the stock. So you can still adjust the stock like this, okay? And you could also still air up the marker like this or with an ASA once the 90-gram is empty. But for now, we're going to use the marker as a standalone marker, so we need to put in a full 90-gram cylinder, and we can air it up. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the empty cylinder. So I'm going to pull the stock down and out. Okay. Now you notice that this adapter is already inside the ASA, so we're going to thread it out. Okay. So this is an empty cylinder. Now I'm also going to remove this just to show you what's inside. Okay, this adapter has an O-ring inside here, and then there's a blue O-ring inside here. I'm going to talk about this in a second. Okay, so before we air up this marker, the first thing we do is we actually install the adapter first. Okay, do not do this. Do not put in the tank first and then thread into the marker. Okay, always adapter into the marker first. So I'm going to turn this with my hand. Okay, now it gets to a point where it starts getting a little bit difficult to turn. Okay, so what you can do, we have tapped these little holes on the side. Take a small Allen key and just help you turn it until the adapter is all the way in the marker. Okay, so now we're going to air it up. Before we do, it's always a good habit to put the gun on safe, and we're going to cock the cocking lever backwards. Okay, so I have now a full cylinder here. You notice that the seal has not been punctured. So when we air it up, what happens is the air will go inside here, and the blue O-ring we talked about here will expand and form a seal around the adapter. Okay, so I'm now going to thread on the tank. I'm going to thread as fast as possible until I get to a point where I feel that there's resistance. So we're now at the point where the pin inside is ready to engage the bottle. So a couple of quick turns. Okay, you just heard the air go into the marker. Now the marker is aired up. Okay, so we're going to put the stock back on, and the marker is ready to use. I'm just going to dry fire a few times to show you that there's no leakage here whatsoever. Okay, now we're going to talk about other air options you can use alongside the 90-gram stock. In some cases, the disposable 90-gram Co2 cylinders can be hard to find. So what we do is we're going to assume this is empty. Actually, it is empty. So now we could actually connect other air sources to use into the marker while this tank and stock combo are connected. So one of the things that you could do is you could remove this plug in the bottom ASA, put in this adapter, and use a remote coil and a remote air source. Another thing we can do is hook up a tank adapter, so you can put a tank in here, or you could do this, or you could do this. You could remove the stock. Okay, we're going to remove the empty cylinder. Okay, remove the adapter. Well, it's a little bit tight, so we're going to do this. Okay, remove the adapter. Now there are two little bolts here in the bottom, so we're going to take those off too, so we can remove this guide rail. Okay, one more. Okay, so once you take this off, you can also do this and run a remote coil here. or insert a bottle directly to the back. Now if you're going to use a CO2 bottle, we recommend that you put an empty siphon into the bottle so that liquid CO2 doesn't go right in and freeze up the power tube.